Let's pretend anime isn't bad, actually.
No, that's got to be our opener. That's got to be
交わした約束忘れないよ目を閉じてしかめる押し寄せた闇振り放って進むよ
Hello, and welcome to Walpurgis Cast. I'm your host, Celine.
And I'm your host, Rob.
And I still don't have Kirika yet in Magic Record.
How is Magic, how many pulls have you done this week? Unless it's an embarrassing amount.
No. I only did, one full pull, the 10 pull. I got the other girl from the event going on right now. She's pretty cool. She's not Kane, but it's alright. But, yeah, I'm tired.
For those of you that skipped the pilot, Celine is playing a game called Magic Record, which is Madoka Magica, a show infamous for despair, and Gacha, a game infamous for despair. It's a good combination.
A lethal combo. Fun fact, it congratulated me yesterday for 80 days of playing.
Oh, Celine.
I'm fine.
Oh gosh. We have a email address if anyone wants to send Celine just condolences.
It's so funny because people who don't even care about Madoka that much in my friend group is just man, I'm so sorry.
I care about Madoka, but Gacha.
Anyway, this sure is a rewatch podcast of Madoka Magica and not of Celine watch on Magic Record.
That's a sub-podcast within the podcast, okay? Anyway, yeah, this week we're just going to be, bi-week. We're going to try and do these, bi-weekly, but, we have lives, so if they take longer...
I mean, we're going to try our best. It's we've all got a lot of shit going on. It's really wild, so... But we want to do this, so we're going to try our best.
It took me about 5 hours to get Celine away from the gacha, so...
It's not that bad.
Yeah, so, today we'll be focusing on, episode 1 and, general. It's mostly going to be a lot of almost the start of other analysis later. This episode... Much like the show, it introduces a lot of themes that are then developed later, so... Yeah,
it's we are going to watch everything one by one, and then talk about it one by one, and then afterwards we're going to begin delving into stuff The Witch is more in-depth, and spin-offs, so on and so forth, if you haven't watched the pilot yet.
Yeah. If you haven't watched the pilot, go watch the pilot and Madoka if you haven't watched Madoka, because unlike the pilot, we're going to spoil things.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the biggest spoiler in the show, Madoka was Homura all along.
Jesus.
That was actually a theory at one point. People legitimately thought Homura was a time traveller, except for she was Madoka from the future, and that's why there were 2 Madokas in the opening.
What? Are you serious?
Yep. People guessed the time travel thing really quickly, but they thought Homura was Madoka.
There was one theory I saw that was man, what the I was looking through the episode 1 theories, and someone was actually, Walpurgis is Sayaka's witch. First off...
Yeah, that was...
let's take this one by one. First off, we discover that magical girls become witches through Sayaka.
People actually guessed the twist, which is magical girls and witches are the same thing.
Oh, wait, really?
They guessed it as early as episode 2. Literally, the moment some people saw Gertrude's soul grief seed, some people actually already made, there's things online of, figuring out before Mummy died, because they would...
Are you serious?
Because people got the Forced references from, episode 1, and they're oh, this is, similar to Forced. And then, episode 2 came out, and they went, oh, soul gems look like grief seeds.
Soul gem turned to grief seed. Anyway, let's discuss episode 1. Should we give it a little summary of episode 1?
Everything's happy and nothing bad happens, and we get to meet most of the main characters except for Kyoko.
Yeah, and we're not lying this time.
Yeah.
It's actually, nothing bad happens.
It's all off screen. All the horrific bad things.
So,
which is Madoka in a nutshell.
so let's give a small summary of episode 1.
So episode 1 is basically just we're introduced to Madoka, we're introduced to a school, we're introduced to her friends, and then there's a mysterious transfer.
Wait, we should talk about her family, because I want people to appreciate Junko Kaname. Junko Kaname is an icon, and deserves more love. I mean, she really needs to lay off the drinks, but other than that, she's perfect, okay? She's perfect! So, a quick rundown of episode 1. We're introduced to Madoka's family, we're introduced to Madoka's friends, Saika and Hitomi, and the mysterious transfer student, Homura, who she saw in a dream. Ooh, she was talking to a weird, white cat thing who said that the big thing that she was fighting was too hard for her and that Madoka needs to make a contract with him. Alright, I took a couple notes of reactions throughout episode 1. So, like, you want to just go one by one?
You go first.
Alright, let's see. Oh god, when Madoka wakes up and begins, like, getting ready with her mom in the bathroom, she goes, "But I don't have any secret admirers."
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Oh god. This I really recommend,
well, I mean,
if you like enjoy
technically
Madoka,
this would have been the same as the first timeline.
even if you like casually
so she was technically right. Like,
watch it a
nearly
second
100
time.
timelines
It
ago.
hurts so much. I really hate it.
To be honest though, Homura isn't exactly a secret admirer.
Wait,
She's pretty
hey,
like...
Rob, I can't hear you anymore.
Have you just died on
Hello?
me? I think you've died on me.
Oh god, this shit again.
I can't hear you.
Where did we leave off?
We were talking about how Homura is a useless lesbian and she's not subtle.
Yeah, she sure is, isn't she? Hey, can we press F for Nakazawa, the guy who gets yelled at by the teacher in the beginning?
Like,
can we press F?
Why does she hate him?
What did
like,
he do?
All the others, she's at least neutral. Like, do you think they dated? Like, do you think he's like way older than he looks,
No,
or she's way
he's a
younger?
kid. No.
What if he's just been held back a few years? Like 20.
He's been held
like
back
30
20.
years old.
She's not letting him graduate because he won't answer right.
It was like they like dated, and then he was like, "Oh, I've got to go back to school for like 1 grade because I like messed something up on one of my exams." And then he was like, "Oh, I'll be your teacher." They had like a messy breakup, and just like, you know what? You're gonna fucking stay here.
We're going back to middle school.
They've actually been like both in the same situation for 100 years.
Oh my god. Guys, this is a parallel to Homura and Madoka. Like, this is the parallel.
So Tome's constantly going back in time just to fuck with him.
Wow, that sure was... I hear people used to like ship him with fucking Kyosuke or whatever, just so no one is straight in this show.
Well, like, he's the only other male character who's like not Madoka's dad.
Junko and Tomohisa is valid, okay? They are valid.
Yeah, but they're both bisexual. We can't argue.
Yeah, correct.
Well,
you can't tell me that she has not like been the biggest butch in the world. Yeah, you can. You just can. Jesus Christ, the difference between the TV broadcast and the Blu-ray release. Oh my god. Just... No, can I talk about this for a second?
Yeah, sure.
It's...
Celine's Animation Corner.
Guys, it's so bad. Listen, I love Madoka. This show, when I watched this show in 9th grade, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to become an animator. Like, this, I'm sure about it. Like, not even faraway shots, like, close-up shots. It's what I recall is the scene where, like, they're going to school, and, like, just, I want you to just look at Sayaka and Madoka and not be like, what happened? Guys, to be fair, if we didn't have this, we wouldn't have the absolute gift that would be Madoka Maguka. But, oh my god, guys, come on. This is in episode, like, 2, but when they visit Mami's apartment, like, the TV version, it's like a square. with a it's like wooden floor, a square, it's all empty, there's like a table in the middle, and that's it. And it looks like my college dorm room. Which is, I live in a square in college, so it's like, guys.
I had a rectangle. I feel your pain.
I mean, I have God bless, I have a great roommate, and we make it work, and we decorate the room so it doesn't look like it's just a square with a table in it. Mami.
Interior design was her parents' job.
No! No! We'll get into that in episode 3 for Mami's tragic backstory. I think it was episode 3, I don't remember.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah! When I was watching this episode, they like, Homer wrote her name on the board and people like, clapped?
I didn't really get that. I still don't. Like, they're just like,
you can spell your name!
They've got really advanced math classes, but none of them actually know how to spell.
It was so wild to me. I was like, I completely forgot that happened. I was like, why are they clapping?
Well, if you saw Homer, would you or would you not clap?
Okay, you're right. You know what? Like, like the moment she walked in, everyone went to like a hush silence, like, and honestly, me too.
Well, you like hear them all like whisper.
Sayaka goes like, "Wow, she's gorgeous," really loud.
She's straight though, 100%.
Yeah, guys, she's straight. No one in this show is gay. Are you kidding me? People think that Homer is straight. All of you are valid, but please stop kidding yourselves. People watch Rebellion and were like, yeah, it's just their best.
They're such close friends.
I guess you can go back to like episode 1. We're like off topic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, Nate, I can't think of a single good podcast that doesn't have any off-topic bits.
Okay, I guess you're right.
But yeah, so Homer's there, and
here's another like animation thing. Can we like appreciate that the background characters are actually really cute, and they're like kind of designed actually.
Like, there's even a guy who like has blue hair, and it's like, oh, so even non-main characters have got different coloured hair.
Like, honestly, I really like
a
that.
good shift.
They're all really cute. It's really nice. I like it. It's really good. It's like I genuinely really like this about the show. It's like, wow, all of these characters are actually like designed.
The scene where you busted down the classroom door and went, "Please, can you all date me?" was a bit weird, but.
That was 9th grade me. That was 9th grade. I would like to make a disclaimer that I am not 20, but I did watch this show and I was like 15.
Any talk about crushes is for in the past, not like.
Yeah, I'm like it's like either just like it's Joe
or Celine is violently having flashbacks, or both.
Who knows? The nurse office scene.
The nurse office scene. Do you think they actually have a nurse? We never actually see her.
It weirds me out because she goes up to Monica and she's like, "You're the nurse's aide, right?" And Monica's like, "Yeah." She's like, "How did you know?" And then she's like, "The teacher told me." Which, you know what? Okay. Alright. That makes sense. Okay. Alright. Okay. And then they walk, and she's really intimidating. And Monica's like, "Oh my god." And then she's like, "Alright, it's this way." But then, like, Homer just turns, and I'm like, "Oh my god. You're not even being subtle about this, mate." I mean, like, to be fair, this is, like, apparently, like, the 100th timeline or whatever.
Yeah.
And Homer's like, "Oh my god, I'm done."
I think she's nearing 100. And then someone else has said she's done over 10 under 100, so probably.
That's such a big gap. Hey, come on, man! Like, that's so vague.
If she got to timeline 100, she would have got a free coupon. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, hold on. I just no, wait. Hold on. I wanna fix my AC and not have the beeps. It's really hot.
Yeah, Celine is melting. Just so you know. Still, like.
Jordan is suffering. Okay, back to the podcast.
Yeah.
That nurse office scene, like, she is. I believe she's nearing 100. That's what I think.
Like, I think
because
I think someone has said like she's nearing 100. It's just where someone else has also said.
Yeah, that was good old Jenny. I have a lot of opinions on that, man, but we'll get into that maybe later. It's all right. It's okay. Don't worry again. I'll get to you soon.
But can we address the fact that the maths they have to do is from like university level like Japanese exams, and like middle schoolers are giving it in this university?
Wait, is it?
One of them is like directly taken from like a final.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it was on the wiki. Like it was like, oh, one of these is from university, like it's university level stuff, and they're being taught it in middle school. It's almost as if this society has been manipulated by aliens to be slightly more advanced, or something. Well,
or the animators are like, man, just
copy and
some
paste.
fucking math problems.
Middle schoolers are university
Like-
students, right?
It's like, no one's gonna solve these fucking math problems. Just put it on. And then they're like, a year later, they're like, oh shit. I mean, like, to be fair, I'm an animator, I would do that.
Like,
I mean, I ideally, I'm like, I put thought into everything, but in
math.
in reality, I'm like, just I know there should be people in the background, but I don't want to sleep. Yeah, I was riffing on the animation earlier. I need to make a quick note. I know how shitty the industry is over there, and it's fine. Like, the animation's not great, but the industry over there is so... It's like the deadlines are insane, so you know what, I get it. But it's funny to riff on.
It is.
But yeah, no, I have nothing but respect for the people who have to do these shitty deadlines, and I hope it gets better someday.
Yeah. Well, if only someone would make a wish and like become the concept of good animation.
Where's that rat bastard of Cuba? Oh, okay, so that whole nurse office scene,
Yeah, I don't...
that was basically for people who have seen the show once, and when you watch it again, you're like, ah, I see. This is terrible. I hate this.
Oh, yes. I also think some people said I need to test it, but I'll explain more, but like the scene in episode 10 that's similar, if you like play them at the same time, the moment Homura turns around is meant to be the same time Madoka turns around, like very close. So,
Oh,
I
shit.
think like that's something that people claim. Like I need to test. So,
we gotta test that. We'll come back to you on that in like 2 weeks.
maybe 5.
Some other cool, fun foreshadowing things is the scene where Monica goes out with Saika and Hitomi into like a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. And there's like a
Yeah,
faceless man in the background, which is really creepy.
Oh, really?
Feels like-
I didn't notice
I think
that.
he's faceless. Like my screen's very small, but when they're chatting, every time there's like a wide shot, there's just like this one dude with like a weird, kind of a weird looking haircut, and I don't think he has a face. He's just like, hi guys,
Hey,
I
man."
have no mouth. I can't eat.
I have no mouth.
I can't.
I have no mouth, but I must scream. That's me. Actually, that's me watching this show.
Because
Alright, so, like, she's discussing the fact that she has seen Homer in a dream before, and they're like, ha, that's weird!
well,
But,
it's great in the manga.
some choice.
Saika's just like, yeah, you guys are totally like lesbian lovers from another time.
Oh, yeah, she says that in the anime, too. I actually wrote down some of the quotes. They might not be word for word, whereas it was like, you guys knew each other in a past life, and time and space has come back to make you meet. And then
Sorry to interrupt, but he is definitely faceless.
No, it's fine.
He's sitting in the background and he's got no face.
Oh, no. Oh, this poor man. This poor man.
Ironically, he's the only one that remembers the different timelines.
I was drinking water.
He's us.
Someone remembers the timelines, and it's that dude. faceless man in episode
I think he's
1.
like a business. No, he's a waiter. He's the waiter at this camp. His outfit is a waiter's outfit. So that means every time they get given food, he's just like. Oh.
The real hero of Monica Magica is the. Oh my god, I don't know what that noise was, but it was not fun. Oh god.
Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to double check if it was just like where I had it like minimized, but no, he is faceless.
Oh god. Hey, welcome to our podcast. This is very in depth. I'm gonna throw up.
That is actually unrelated to the podcast. So you just like every time she sees Madoka, she just projectile vomits. It's a strange thing. I don't even remember.
Oh my god. I don't even remember what we were saying.
About Sayaka's dreams.
Okay, so Sayako's laughing at her, and then he told me it was like, it's more probable like you actually met her, and then she was like, you guys knew. No wait, shit. You might not remember meeting her, but your subconscious took note of her, and I was like, oh my god.
I mean, that's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Yeah, so Hitami here being the voice of reason. Oh, did you know what Hitami would wish for? I think Jen Nobuchi was the one that said it.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, he said what she'd wish for, which might become non-canon once concept movie finally comes out. But
oh, do tell.
She would wish for all the incubators to leave Earth, and that's why Kyubey never, because she's the like rational one, and that's why Kyubey, because she'd like find things out and she'd come up with a rational wish. So that's why he never interacts with her.
So
that's why she can never become a magical girl, because she's too like emotionally stable.
That's.
Because the only times we ever see her like do things like emotionally like, unstable is she's kissed
really
by a witch, and another time she's inside of a witch's soul gem. So both times she's kind of a bit emotionally charged.
Yeah. The thought that you have to be like super emotionally unstable is kind of sad, actually.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, like.
Yeah. This show is. Yeah!
This show is good!
Yeah, it is. But the more you think about it, the sadder it gets.
Yikes. I have a lot of opinions on the intentions of this show, which, by the way, I will fight on. Because I think they're bullshit, personally.
It is
It's like, it's a bit... But I like the show anyway. Oh well. Oh god. Anyway, a fun thing. I know we were talking about in-depth analysis, but a fun thing is every time Sayaka goes to the restaurant, she orders a hot dog. I noticed that like on the second time around. I was like, wow, she really likes hot dogs.
Oh my god.
I mean, like the girl just like hot dogs. Just. So then after that, they go to the music store.
And Connect plays because
the very fun opening. Can we talk about Connect for a bit? Let's talk about Connect for a bit.
But I just want to say it's absolutely hilarious that Connect is canon within the Madoka universe, because not only does the music play, there's also a canonical DDR remix of it, so...
Oh yeah! Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
Which is actually really good, go listen to it, like...
I love the DDR scene. I'll talk about the DDR scene forever.
Have you, like, heard just the DDR remix on its own? Because it's so good.
Yeah, it's so good, oh my god. It's poppin'.
And funnily enough...
My ass slaps to Connect.
Funnily enough, Connect is now on DDR, I think, or it was for like one of them.
Really? Oh, that's so cool. I want to play Connect on DDR, are you kidding me? I'll take that over. I am a little butterfly.
Ow.
I'm a good singer.
Your voice went so high there.
Yeah, I'm a good singer, guys. I'm sorry. I would like to apologize to everyone.
But yeah, the opening of the show is Connect, which is
by Claris.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good little thing. It's do you want to do visuals, lyrics, or both?
I could do visuals because I have some things to say about the visuals. You could do the lyrics, I suppose, because honest to God, I kind of forgot to look at them.
Oh, I can go for hours about the lyrics, because they are specifically written in a way that you can interpret them like 50 ways through Sunday.
If I remember correctly, it is from someone's perspective.
Oh well, the thing is, it's multiple characters' perspectives. It's like
What?
Yeah, because you can. It's purposely written so that you go, oh, this is from so-and-so character's point of view, and then a certain episode comes out and you go, oh, it's this character's point of view. Then the final episode comes out and you go, oh, it's actually this character's view, and it's actually about... So, like, there's a lot of things you can, like, do with it. And it's one of those things where the lyrics are purposely vague enough. You could apply this to any two characters in the show. Like, because it's just basically about, like, remembering, and everyone in the show suffers, so everyone remembers someone at some point.
Oh, that's my heart.
But yeah, I'll go into it a bit more after Celine has done some visual stuff, and I'll probably pop in here and there.
Alright, so on the visuals, it's purposefully misleading. It's so misleading. Like, the tone of the song, the visuals, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Would like to shout out the part where Madoka is on a witch broom. I hate it.
Yeah.
Thanks! I hate it.
Or the scene where she's in a bikini. She's 14, Shaft. Stop.
Yeah. Shaft, oh my god.
Or
Shaft,
she has
please.
an unexplainable afro.
Yeah. Oh, there's this weird part where her, like, outfit inflates.
Yeah, somebody got turned on by that somewhere.
No! Don't! But,
yeah.
yeah, that's... I mean, it's supposed to look, like, goofy or whatever, but you know what? They did. It's fine.
Well, it's like this, like, the flickering bit where it shows, like, all the funny, goofy stuff. There's, like, two interpretations. One is this is other timeline stuff. So, like, this is the happy timelines we don't get to see. And, and the other thing is that immediately after that, Madoka wakes up in bed. So this could all just be her dream of what it's like to be a magical girl.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, because Madoka... Yeah, the thing about Madoka in general in this entire show is that she feels like she's not really exceptional. Because, like, she's all right at everything, quote-unquote. Like, her grades are okay. She thinks she's just okay. She's not super strong personality like her mom. You know, like, she doesn't really know what's going on in her life. She's just kind of like, I'm just there.
Relatable
So the entire...
fuck.
It's relatable as hell. God. And the whole magical girl thing comes into her life, and she's like, I can actually make a difference. And, spoiler alert, no. All Madoka needed to be was just a good person. And she was, till the very end. God bless.
And there's
Madoka's...
loads of ways you can analyse her, like, character. Like, actual, like, psychology professors have gone out of their way to analyse Madoka as a character. It's really cool.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, it's on, like, how people, like, talk about her, like, her choices she made, and, like, how she went from selfish wishes to selfless wishes with a selfish intent to just becoming a selfless wish for a selfless reason.
Aww.
And then she becomes literally selfless. Like, there's... like, if you want to be selfless in the Madoka universe, you stop existing. Like, it's almost, it's impossible. It's the only way, like, the only way a wish can not be twisted is if it's completely selfless. And for it to be completely selfless, you almost need to lose something. Because otherwise, there's always going to be, like, a selfish, like, goal.
Yeah. Would like to mention... The whole thing about, alright, discourse time. I really hate this intention, but it's like, people have taken the idea that Madoka is like, you're not allowed to be selfish, like if you're selfish you will suffer, and I think that's, I don't think the interpretation that people... How do I word this? Like, yeah, the show might be saying that, and honest to God, I really don't like that. It's like, I don't know, man, it's alright to be a bit selfish sometimes, in my opinion.
Well, it's the whole thing is, like, it's because it's basically Kyoko's, like, creed, but before she, like, properly gets to know Sayaka, she is hands down the most selfish character in the show, and she's probably the most miserable. Like, it's a very, like, lost sort of, like, it's basically she's a hypocrite, because she's like, you have to be all selfless to survive and be happy, and then she's not happy. So
yeah,
like,
it's a very it's a very messy topic, and it's like
A more realistic approach would be more you have to wish for, like, someone else completely and utterly. Like, you could, like, I think Homura's wish fits that as well, because her wish wasn't for Madoka to fall in love with her, it was just to save Madoka. There was no, like, ulterior motive or anything. So it was literally just she wanted to save Madoka, and because of that, she went through hell and high water, but nothing, like, nothing awful happened because of her wish, other than the Madoka thing, which was kind of just an accidental byproduct.
Yeah, it's a very messy topic. Maybe we'll revisit this. Let's go back to funny shitting around, faceless man.
Yeah.
Funny.
So Madoka inflates, and then she, like... then the creepy part is she it's meant to be like her deflation is like deflating, but she like flies off, and it's weird. And then she comes back and she's got the afro again, except for it's bigger, and Kyubey is like stuck in her hair, and it's like,
Yeah, actually the whole, I don't know, so, I don't know if anyone knows this, but there's like gambling machines that are Madoka themed that have little animations and stuff. That...
Oh my god. That is...
Yeah, are you ready for this revelation?
That is the most tone-deaf thing I've ever heard.
I know, I hate it.
Oh my god.
I hate it.
I was like, that's like a World War II themed shooter. Anyway.
But yeah, apparently that is a thing her suit can do. It's like a balloon. I do not know why. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna try and say, like, yeah, this is so deep. I'm just like, man, chef.
Then she's in bed.
Yeah, just like waking up over and over again. It's, anyway, like, overall, like, the visuals are just supposed to be super misleading and stuff, but I would like to talk about one thing. The cat that appears and doesn't appear in the show whatsoever. My friend once told me that they were, like, really disappointed that Madoka didn't get to pet a cat in the show. They were looking forward to that because of the opening.
But yeah, originally it's probably just meant to represent magical girls or witches, black cats, blah blah blah, but then they've introduced, like, this side story, which Celine knows more about than me, which introduces this black cat as...
Her name's Amy! This is Amy the cat. This is what Madoka's first wish was done on. So, Madoka never actually told Mami what she wished for, so that's probably why we don't know. But, well, within the show. But her first wish was to save this black kitten that got run over.
Yeah, it's a little black kitten called Amy.
Yeah, and she begins taking care of it. Like, there's... what was it? The drama CD? Drama CD number 1, I think? I may be wrong on that. But, she and Homer are walking home, and she introduces her to Amy.
Aww.
And, yeah, she's taking care of Amy. It's really cute, actually. I really like Amy. And then Walpurgis Cast happens, and actually Amy's the one who leads Homura to Madoka and Mami.
Yeah. So it's like...
really...
So the implication is either, in this universe, cats are just more intelligent, or Madoka's wish gave Amy above average intelligence. So...
Yeah.
Which, either way, is kind of cool.
Yeah. Whatever it was, I'm sad.
Yeah.
There's a really cute headcanon that Homura begins taking care, like, she goes out of her way to make sure the cat doesn't get run over, and begins taking care of it. It's really...
I wouldn't even say that's a headcanon. That's probably like part of her routine, is just like turn up, kill Kyubey, save Amy, shoot Oriko, move on to the next.
Oh no! No! That's probably canon, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh no, Oriko. Oh, my poor lawful good. My poor.
We'll get to Oriko another day, but
I can't wait to talk about Oriko. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's about it for the opening for me.
Like, in the show, we never actually see Madoka have a transformation sequence, so hers is actually in the opening, which is, like, interesting. And it's more the one from the end of the series, like her final wish, because it's like, basically 2 Madokas are in space, both naked, because they're 14, and why not?
I love Shaft. Shaft's great.
And,
Shaft's really good.
I think it's I don't think it's in the TV one, but in the, like, Blu-ray and the film, they're surrounded by witch runes, and it's actually 0 to 9, I think, and then the alphabet. So that's actually how people, like, figured out the cipher, was just looking at those, because it was just, like, in that order or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's the cipher, is, like, in her transformation sequence. Again, hinting that magical girls and witches are the same. And then, a slightly slightly taller Madoka who's got like I think her hair's longer, right? Yeah, she's got much longer hair. Like begins to like tap Madoka, and wherever she taps her magical girl costume appears, which is obviously like symbolic of like all the other Madokas or Madokami or however you want to analyze it, but it's meant to represent multiple Madokas.
I would like to give Shaft props on one thing. Even though there's Barbie anatomy in the opening, which I can excuse, but in general, within the show, that Barbie anatomy shit is nowhere to be found. Like, it's, the magical girl clothes just appear on top of the normal clothes, and honestly, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shaft! Thank you! Oh
like,
my god. I'm
only...
so sick of that Barbie anatomy shit. Unfortunately, this is a thing in Magia Record. Magia Record I have a lot of problems with. I have so many problems with that game, but...
What if the concept for concept movie is just Magia Record? They're like, oh, by the way, Magia Record is the next installment. You have to play it. You have to play all of it and get all of the characters.
The story itself so far... Oh no. The story itself is fine. It's some of the animations I'm like, guys, are you serious?
Yeah, the opening is basically just meant to show like Madoka's ideals or her family and friends, her running against stuff, like Amy existing. But we don't actually get to see her face, which is sad. We don't actually know what Amy's face canonically looks like. I'm guessing like a pug, just like she's just got a pug's face.
Oh my god, she's just like that.
Yeah, like she looked normal, and then she got hit by the car, and when Madoka wished her back, she didn't have enough karma, so she came back a bit puggy. She also, like, she doesn't meow, she just goes like, ah!
Oh, no, actually, I can disprove that, because she meows in the drama CD. That's not true.
No, that's just what Madoka wants you to think. Every time she does it, Madoka just goes, meow! And I'm just like, did that cat just... Nope, she meowed!
Pugs are bad, guys.
Oh, they are. Don't.
Pugs can't breathe.
Yeah.
Please don't do
support,
that to them.
Like, if you can find a good mongrel pug, or like there's a subspecies which is basically the original pug, buy those, but do not buy a full-bred pug. Yeah.
Yeah, stop breeding pugs, guys. This shit's bad.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess back to episode 1. Oh my god, we get derailed a lot.
We just have a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I hope... Oh, here's a thing I was, like, wondering. Is Kyubey faking the pain? So, when he, like, runs into Madoka, he's like, I'll beat the shit out of him because, you know, Homura's been shooting at him. And he's, like, actually wheezing, like... Can incubators
That's just how he
pain?
breathes.
He's a pug. Yeah. But yeah, does Kyubey feel pain? In one of the drama CDs, he... Listen, if you want a happy Madoka experience, I do suggest the drama CDs, because some of them are just... They're fun.
We won't tell you which one, it'll be a nice wrap.
But yeah, there's one where they go to the beach, because, you know, it's anime, and anime is great, guys. Anime is so good. But, Kyubey ends up, like, finding a crab. And he's like, he, like, messes with it. I don't know what he does, but, like, the crab gets pissed off and, like, pinches his little appendage thing, and he's like, ow! You're gonna rip that off! He, like, actually screeches. It's like, oh my god, Kyubey.
Well, the issue is, like, he went, do you want to be a magical crab? And the crab had actually seen Madoka Magica. He's the only other character, other than the faceless guy, who can remember the butterfly lines.
Just one crab.
Just a crab and a faceless dude.
Instead of the butterfly effect, it's the crab effect.
One day Homura just time travels, there's just a giant crab on her bed, just like in the hospital, just for no reason.
It's a metaphor for cancer!
Oh yeah, like, also, we've got to mention, Homura has a heart condition, which is clearly, like, it's mentioned, and then she's like, oh, I feel rough, take me to the nurse's office, and then she proceeds to break the city-wide record for the Like, I guess that she, like, she's just used to this episode, but she could, like, pretend to be Wheezy so she doesn't have to take part.
Yeah, it's like...
Instead, she's just like, I'll just not be subtle.
Oh my god!
Because then we see, like, Cube watching her in the bushes, and that's probably what gave away the fact she's a magical girl. We see Cube running, and then we see Homura, and then we see a lot of bikes, just, like, a metric ton of bikes. Like, I don't know why. You just see Homura, like, in the distance. And then she's just, like, almost covered by this just, like, wall of bikes. Like, there's so many bikes. Why are there so many bikes?
Art direction!
Well, if the chairs represent this and the bikes clearly represent how they have to move forward and they have to do it by their own pace.
God, oh my god. Some of the decisions in Madoka sure are weird. I'm not even gonna try and be like, it represents this. I'm just like, bikes.
Well, what does Octavia von Seckendorf summon? What do bikes have two of? It's all connected!
They thought of everything. But, yeah, and then Sayaka, lets loose a fucking fire extinguisher on like, she does that! Sayaka, what?
She's like, oh, she threatened you in, like, cosplay, but, like, she didn't really. She was just like, give me that fluffy creature. And at this point, Sayaka thought it was a plushie, because it's late. She's like, oh my god, that's alive? So she just saw, like, Homura walk up to Madoka and be like, please, can I have my plushie back? And she's like, I have to save her.
And uses an actual... She actually lets it loose, and then throws it at her, and then they run.
Yeah. That's Madoka's plushie now, bitch.
Like, what? Oh my god, why'd she throw it at her? Oh my god. Why would she do that? I mean, like, okay, but she wasn't holding... I mean, I'd understand if she was holding a gun. Like, then I'd panic. But, like...
I'm sorry. I've just played that scene mute, and the thing is, Homura only talks when the camera's not pointed at her. So it literally just looks like they're having a staring contest, and then they're just standing there, and the fucking fire extinguisher just comes out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she really does just throw a fire extinguisher at her.
Like, she's in cosplay. First off, if she's in cosplay, that means she's a normal-ass person.
Also, I didn't realise that was her magical girl costume when I first watched the show. I thought that was because it looks so similar to a school.
Oh yeah, you're right. It wasn't the case for me, but I do see where you're coming from.
Like, so for the first, like, until her magical girl transformation in episode bloody 11, I was like, are we ever going to see her magical girl form? And then she transformed, and I was like, oh.
We're smart!
But what if, I was just thinking, there's like a dark timeline probably where like she throws the fire extinguisher and runs, doesn't look back, and the fire extinguisher just hits her soldier and it just fucking kills her. And that's how it ends.
No!
Just fucking killed by a fire extinguisher.
Can you imagine? Oh my god, can you imagine if there was like a timeline where she just like, no, where Madoka and Kyoko chest bump and die?
Oh, there's nearly 100. That was actually the only timeline where Homura defeated Walpurgis Notch, and they were so happy they went to Homura was like...
Homura was like, oh god, I remember that was like some text post on Tumblr. Shout out to whoever made that one, because that was really funny. But
yeah, then suddenly weird shit happens, and we get introduced to our first labyrinth and our first familiars with Anthony.
The Anthonys are really cute. Everyone really likes them. For good reason, because they're tiny mustachioed cotton balls.
With butterfly tails.
Yeah, they're very good. I love them.
Like, they're clearly the favourite of whoever, like, makes Madoka too, because they're, like, in everything.
Yeah, like, I'd say the definite, like, bias is towards Charlotte, because, and then the Anthonys. Like, not even Gertrude, not even the witch, like, the Anthonys.
Fuck Gertrude.
Poor Gertrude, I love her.
She's definitely the sweetest witch, because she, like, not for ages, but she gives them medals when they go off.
Oh my god! Oh, I love that. Oh my god, I love... Guys, the rebellion scene where all of the familiars came out, I don't know who's listening to this podcast and, like, has followed my witch ass blog, but that had me, like, shaken. I was so like, holy shit! We need to talk about Mami, because Mami appears in this episode.
Yeah, well, first, it's really weird. Is the Anthonys have like a chant in German, except for it's not a chant, it's a conversation. Like, it's really weird because they just say like each word, like ba, ba, but it's like das, sind, mir, unbekannt, and it's like just je. But then it's like actually like a conversation they have. Should we like be really nerdy and like you say one line and I say the other, like we're actually having a conversation?
Hey, sure, why not? We're already embarrassing ourselves on the internet. Let's go.
Those flowers are unknown to me.
Yes, they are also unknown to me.
Shall we cut them off?
Yes, let us cut them off.
We present the roses to our queen.
And the bad flowers.
Go to the guillotine.
Yes, cut them off.
Yes, cut them out.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, that's just kind of showing that none of the witches, like, it's interesting because none of the witches just, like, cause despair for no reason. They always basically want to do something. Like, in this case, Gertrude causes despair because she's just like, people are just weeds, so she just tries to get rid of them. It's interesting. Like, that's something I like, is the witches just don't cause despair for no reason. They've always got their own messed up reason.
Yeah, Gertrude actually, like, she's the Rose Garden Witch. She has a distrustful nature. And her barrier is basically her garden, and she doesn't want anyone messing with her garden, so, you know, humans come around and, like, trample on the roses and stuff. Yeah, she's a Rose Garden Witch, so everything is, like, rose-themed, along with butterflies and so on and so forth. She just wants to water her flowers, so it's like, give me the human, please. But, I mean, yeah, it's bad. They're killing people. It's really bad.
Yeah,
not
like,
recommended.
witches, like, have loads of sweet, innocent stuff about them, but they aren't good. Like, 100%.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about the witches, but for now, let us...
Yeah, the glossary episode, which will happen.
Yeah, we'll have hopefully, I'll have a more in-depth thing on the witches, since I spent a good year of my life on them. So.
Then, Mami Tomoe appears, and proceeds to be extra as fuck.
Mami!
She immediately...
My girl!
For one, she detonates all of... This is how powerful she is. She manages to kill about 20 Anthonys with her soul gem without transforming. Like, they don't really go into it enough in the show, but Mami is hands down the strongest natural magical girl. Like, she is...
Yeah.
She has been doing it for years, and we see it a couple times, especially in the original, like, run of the show. Her soul gem is, like, a chunk bigger than everyone else's, which is implied to only be if you're a lot stronger. So... Oh, yeah. Like, it happens...
The thing about Mami is, timeline bullshittery aside, she has been Magical Girl the longest.
Yeah, like, 100%. Like, well...
If you haven't read different story, it's canon. It's 100% that Mami is... like the person who has been a magical girl the longest. And
on top of that, she's already super powerful. Like, it's not even like with Homura, who is... Like, Homura's power, while OP, she's arguably the weakest, because if you think about it, without, like, guns and stuff, she literally can't do anything. She can freeze time, but she literally has to have outside stuff. Well, Mami is just naturally that strong. For instance, like we just said, like, taking out an army of Anthonys without even transforming, and then proceeding to summon about 100 muskets, and her soul gem only slightly taints. Well, when Sayaka, who's meant to be an average magical girl, summons, like, 5 swords, she's already, like, half corrupted.
Poor Sayaka, man. Aww.
Like, but someone pointed out, Sayaka's not actually that weak. She's like your average magical girl. She's just in a city full of juggernauts.
Oh, like... yeah. Poor Sayaka, man. She must feel so, like, overshadowed.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just crazy.
Even by Madoka. It's like, Madoka's not even a magical girl. And she's like, oh my god.
All the other cities we see and all the different spin-offs and stuff have at least, like, 3 magical girls minimum, and then Mami is able to look after the entirety of this city on her own. Like, she is just...
It's wild.
Like, she is on another level. Like, well, as we see in Bloody Rebellion, where she arguably takes out Homura without even fighting her, that's arguable on, like, when that happened. Because if I'm just gonna say, if they ever come forward and say, yeah, that whole fight was a ribbon clone, then I am scared of Mami.
Yeah, I'm terrified of Mami. But speaking of Mami and her muskets and ribbons, her muskets aren't a normal part of her power. Her whole thing is ribbon. The thing about Mami is that she can make ribbons. That's about it. At first, it's shown that she struggled a lot being a magical girl. This is in the PSP game, by the way. And Mami can only make ribbons. Yeah. She went out of her way to, like, read
That's
Yeah,
her
that's
whole
it.
power.
She struggled a lot in the beginning, and she went out of her way to like read a bunch of books on muskets, and makes them from scratch every fight. Those are ribbon muskets.
And even her bullets are made of compressed ribbons. And she can then, we see it next episode, she can fire the bullets that are compressed ribbons that don't even look like it, make them go everywhere, and then from like the other side of the battlefield, turn them back into ribbons to ensnare enemies. Like, she is the only magical girl who could probably beat her, like, in a fair fight would be Kyoko at full power. Just because, obviously, Mami can't hit what she can't say.
Oh yeah, man, just Mami Tomoe Defense Squad. I have a hard
She
time
is OP.
saying who my favorite is, but usually I will say Mami out of because one, she was my favorite at the beginning for the longest time, and two, because like, man, Mami Tomoe, are you kidding me? It's convenient. Like, Mami Tomoe, I love her, man. I will die for Mami.
Yeah, Mami is OP, and she proceeds to completely, like, Mami's wish, which it doesn't actually say it in the show, but it was to be tied to life, which is why she has, like, her whole ribbon magic. Also possibly implying that unless a certain something was destroyed, she could be, like, the most immortal of all the magical girls, because her wish is basically to be alive. So, and she has got healing magic, because she proceeds to heal Kyubey after the fight. So she nukes them, and then she heals Kyubey, and he talks.
Oh yeah, here's the thing about Kyubey. His mouth was supposed to move in the beginning. Like, Emiri, I think that was the name of his voice actress. But she said that when she was recording, and when they showed, like, probably the animatic or something, his mouth moved, and she tried really hard to match up to it, and then, like, she watched the broadcast, and his mouth didn't move, and she was like, alright, okay, that's fine.
Well, his mouth does move in the manga, and that's cool.
The manga's nice.
Yeah, like, we'll go over Kyubey and all the differences in the manga, because that's...
My personal favorite Kyubey is Squishy Kyubey from Orika Magica. He's so squishy. Please read Orika Magica, you guys.
But yeah, and then that's basically, then he's like, turns to them, and is like, I want you guys to be magical girls.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends.
And that's the beginning of Monica Magica.
To be honest, like, we had a lot of stuff we could have analysed at the end, but I think we kind of did it in the episode.
Yeah, we kind of went overboard with this one, didn't we?
Yeah, we panicked, and we actually covered a lot of subjects we don't need to cover till later episodes.
Yeah, oh god damn.
Next time on Walpurgis Cast.
Mami definitely doesn't die in front of her new magical girl students. And if you ever feel like dying for the sake of the universe,
call us. We'll be waiting.
「だから怖い